everybody. Welcome to the Man Alone solo role-playing saga. The legend continues. I'm your host, Man Alone. Today, we're going to take a first look at a game that took me from okay to I'll take a look at it to not bad to really not bad to this is pretty good, and then to this is really, really good, and to finally, I'm going to go ahead and print out all 207 pages of this at my own cost so that I can review it on the channel. I think that this is going to be a banger. And I want to talk about it, but a couple of things first. Number one, Juan has been, or whoever is doing marketing, has been dutifully commenting about this on Reddit, and I think it's been going a little bit under the radar, which I think is kind of funny. This one right here. Let's see here. This one is my waffle cursor, if you don't mind. This one is 3 likes and no comments. And then what do we got next here? We got 4 likes, no comments. And they're such nice posts. They're such wonderful posts. Now this one jumped up a little bit. We had 9 likes, no comments. And then finally we got a comment on this one here that I was pretty psyched to see that, and I think that Gotcha 007, pretty awesome person. Wouldn't you all agree? I'd say Gotcha 007 is the only one here who sees what I see, and I think that when the time comes, which will be pretty soon, next month, I think Juan is kickstarting this, Gotcha 007 is going to be the one that says, hey, I was here first. I was the one that was saying, looks pretty dope, before everybody else even thought it was cool. Okay? And so I think Gotcha 007 is absolutely correct. I also think Gotcha 007 is pretty cool. And speaking of pretty cool, I wanted to just give shouts out to Mad Mandu, who on my Settlers of a Dead God video that I put out, gave me such a nice message here saying, I saw your surgery scar and I hope I am healing up. Thank you. You are gonna get a reply. I am feeling better, and you, sir, are the bro of the month for February. And I just wanted to say that I wanted to, I tried making an acronym out of this several times, but it either comes out as bottom or broth. And so we're just going to spell it out because you deserve it. You are for sure Mad Mandu, the bro of the month. So if you can send an email to me at manalone@proton.me, I would like to give you, since you wrote this on the Settlers of the Dead God video, I want to give you an original Man Alone artwork of the actual dead god, and we can sign it here. Look at that. Well, it kind of, yeah, okay, so that looks like McLean, but that's what makes it original. And then also, you're going to get this patch from Severed Books that is just like an awesome patch, but I think it would worry people if I put it on my clothes. I work at a school, but I hope you could find good use of that. And, also, just to verify it, here, we're going to throw in, I'll sign some chapstick here as well. And this is so, if, you want to be like, gotcha. You want to say, oh, I was, there we Okay, we'll get you something, but this will. I've used this, so if anyone's like, "Oh, that's not an authentic, man alone map," it's like, okay, well, here's his DNA. All right. So thank you, Mad Mandu, Bro of the Month. We got a lot of good things coming your way, and I want to remind really everyone, whether you're a broth or not, to please leave us a voicemail. We love to listen to those on the members only podcast. And also, if you are a member of SEAL Team Waffle Alpha, send me a message on Discord at the username handle written there. And just let me know your YouTube name, and we'll add you to the ever-growing Man Alone Discord server, which I think is the best. I think it's the best solo gaming server on the net. And we're just about 80 members, which is wild. Okay, let's get to the task at hand here. So, Morkin is based on a 1984 computer game named Lords of Midnight, made by the late great Mike Singleton. And Lords of Midnight was a game that was ahead of its time. Incredibly, this game was released a day after I was born, and it is better than games that I played when I was 10. I feel upset that I missed this. I mean, I guess I wouldn't have understood. I was 0 when it came out, but I did have a chance to play it because you can get it basically on like any system. They've updated it, so I know it doesn't look it, but these graphics are updated from 1984, and the game is presented in this sort of first person here with really nice line art. Even like the original graphics and stuff were really impressive. And most impressive of all was this map that we could take a closer look at, and that there are 32,000 screens in this game. So like the deal is it's this first person sort of almost like the original Doom. You could go forward, you can go left, you can go right, and your screen would sort of change based on that. And so each time it would just load up a new screen, and you would have a choice of, do you want to set up camp? But there was like amazing innovations for the time. There's like you'd play 4 players simultaneously, one of which was Morkin. You could win the game 2 different ways. You could either like go and destroy the ice crown, or you can like raise an army. And there's a camping mechanic and a foraging mechanic, and you have a certain amount of actions every day. And so this game presents a component of that game quite faithfully, and that is the adventure of the youngest member of the party, which is Morkin. The whole thing is about 207 pages. The Lords of Midnight also had a sequel that I'm not remembering right now. Doomdark's Revenge. And there are novelizations, which are also free on this website, midnightmu.com. That's www.midnightmu.com. So there's a huge fan base for this. Yeah, 1984, released for the ZX Spectrum, listed among the top role-playing and strategy games of the 1980s. In Lords of Midnight, the player must defeat Doomdark, the evil witch king who has trapped the land of midnight in perpetual winter. So differences from the computer game, since the computer game focuses primarily on strategic elements of warfare, and this installment only follows Morkin's adventure. It was necessary to introduce elements typical of a solo RPG. These include events, new enemies, side quests, minor map alterations, an extended number of days required to reach the Plane of Despair, and the ability to explore ruins and caverns. They also removed armies, so there's no like pitch battles. So you're playing Morkin in this game, and this is to play. You need the book, pencil, and eraser. Check, check. Sheets of paper. Okay, we have that. So there's a player sheet right here. All this it comes in the book, which will be kickstarted in March. So it's February 21st at the time of filming. So in less than a month. This like ruins and cavern explorer sheet. This map, which of the entire map, this one would explore sort of the western component of this map. Sequel, and then a blank version of the map so that you could do further exploring. And that's what's like really exciting here. A little calendar and everything. What's really exciting is that when I first took a look at this game, I saw immediately that it had these like events, right? And there was navigation around these events. And so I was like, okay, it is one of these things where it's sort of a choose your own adventure, but you add some stats. So it's like Lone Wolf or like the recent game that the Symbaroum solo game book, which I like game books, but I was like, they're just like a little bit different than most solo RPGs. But as I looked into this more, he's done an incredible thing here, which is, yes, there are these events and they have, set like sequelae that come from that should you play them. But there's also like quests. There's also the ability to expand the map. There's also like different, there's a bestiary. There's all this stuff that will allow you to have an emergent gameplay experience, which I'm very much looking forward to. So I thought we would roll up a character and just give like the first few things a go here. During your journey, you will encounter 5 different types of terrain. Each terrain influences the difficulty of movement and affects the encounters and events and actions that can occur within a hex. Plains, mountain, forest, downs, frozen wastes. And then there's citadels, towers, henge, village, keep, snow hall, lake, lith, cavern, ruin. And then there's some special sites. So there are a fair amount of stats. And let's see what this looks like. Now I did roll up a sample character here. And again, you're playing Morkin. I guess you can call him whatever you want. Jorkin. So you choose on the top, you choose your main attributes. You give one of them a 50, one of them a 40, one of them a 30, one of them a 20. And then based on that, you meet out your skills, right? So animal handling is like equal to your charisma. Defense is strength divided by 2 plus dex divided by 2. And then after you figure those out, and to start the game, the max value of 60. For those that aren't familiar with like percentile resolution, you basically just like the higher your stat, the better chance you have because you're going to roll a D100 and like a 63. If my skill level was 60, I would need to roll a 60 or less. So this would be a fail. And it was, I do wonder about the distribution of skills, but I always wonder about this kind of thing. I actually enjoy the fact that I was like, oh, this is interesting because I put charisma the lowest. Sometimes I'll try to be strategic, and then sometimes I'll be like, what do I actually want here? I want someone who's fast or who's strong or who's smart. So I put charisma low, and then I was like, I wonder how I'm going to suffer for that choice. And I persuasion involves charisma, mental toughness involves charisma. That's it for stats. Everything costs more, so I don't know how much that will punish me. You get like 40 gold to start, and I think you get charisma divided by 2, and then you get 40 to do your initial stuff. I got leather armor, which has an absorption value of 1, a one-handed sword that I think has the equipment list was pretty simple. I don't know how I feel about that. Well, I know how I feel about it. I wish it was not so simple. I like finding new weapons and stuff, but there does look to be like other things besides weapons that are going to make me more powerful. But as far as the weapons, it kind of follows like the OSR thing of like sword, great sword, mace. I don't know why. I think it's 1674, I think is the... Yeah, so one-handed sword has a d6 damage. And then it says buying price with more than 30 charisma, selling price with 20 charisma, buying price and selling prices with 30, and then buying with 20 charisma. So everything cost me like 12 or more. And so there is room for a bonus next to damage, but I don't have anything giving me a bonus yet. I got leather armor, a one-handed sword. I got to choose like a specialty. After you determine your initial stats, you then get to distribute, I think, another 40 points, maybe 50. And then you get to choose a specialization, which there are quite a bit, and they're related to skills. So I chose one that I never choose. Something where I got a fog stone. A shadow stalker. Increase your stealth skill by +10. Add 1 fog stone to your starting equipment. A tiny enchanted stone that, when broken, summons a dense fog, giving you cover to retreat safely from combat. So yeah, we can do like a bonus. Sometimes you'll have bonuses or penalties that will carry over, and so you write that in this column here. Like it'll say your next check on animal handling is -10 or whatever. Oh yeah, that one is charisma as well. Okay. For every 20 XP accumulated, you can increase an attribute of your choice by 1 point. And then to apply this increase to the skills associated with that attribute, the skills that rely only on that attribute increase by 2 points, whereas skills that partially depend on it increase by 1. So example, if I raised charisma, right, animal handling is only related to charisma, so that would go up by 2. But say that I raised, let's see, intelligence, for mental toughness, because it involves intelligence and charisma, my mental toughness would only go up by 1. Obviously, there's some balancing here in terms of skill improvement, because whenever you roll below 5 on a skill check, it is considered a crit. A critical roll allows you to immediately increase the relevant skill by 1 point up to a maximum skill level of 80. But then the defense skill improves differently. You may increase your defense skill by 1 point whenever an opponent rolls a fumble, which is 100, while attempting to attack you. So that's pretty rare. So it looks like we're not going to be increasing our defense very much. And this bonus can be gained only once a day for each skill. So the flow of play, we check the weather, check group conditions, check ice sphere level, start a new quarter, choose an action, nighttime check. Now the check group conditions verify the status of every member of your group, including effects like poisoning, bleeding, hunger, or exhaustion. As far as I know, I don't know my group yet, so I'm not sure what that means. And then there's this thing called the ice sphere, which is a chilling wave of terror unleashed by Doomdark from the Ice Crown, sweeping across the land to strike fear into the hearts of men and chill their blood. As time passes, the ice sphere will grow stronger, impacting your adventure. Initially, the ice sphere is at level 1, which you can track on your adventure sheet. During the second 10-day period, it increases to level 2. And in the third 10-day period, it increases to level 3. So, yes, there is periods of... You have 30 days to destroy the Ice Crown. And so you could see the ice sphere is increasing. Weather, quarters of the day, and then you choose like actions for morning, afternoon, evening, night. Here's a battle board. So lots of really nice flow sheets here. Each day is divided into 4 parts. Okay, you may choose only 1 action per quarter of the day. The available actions are as follows, and this is the same as the game, the video game. Approach, only when a recruitable character is present. Camp, only available at night. Fish, only at lakes. Forage, only outdoors. Hunt, only outdoors. Rest, not available at night. seek only at a site, and travel. You can mark the action you perform each quarter of the day on the adventure sheet, as well as track which quarter you are currently in. For the final quarter, night, you may choose any action except rest, though the most common is camp, as it involves sleeping and recovering health and fatigue. If you choose any other action, you will incur a -10 penalty on all skills and gain an additional +5 fatigue for not sleeping. If you choose to camp, you must pass a camp skill check. If you fail, you must roll on the camping trouble table. At the end of the day, after completing all 4 quarters, you must consume 1 ration for yourself and 1 for each companion under your control, with the exception of Farflame the Dragon Lord, who hunts his own food. Any member of your group that does not eat becomes hungry. See conditions. Finally, proceed to the next day and mark it on the calendar. So this is definitely like going to be more of a crawl. I don't know how much of it we're going to be adding our own fiction to, but we'll see. I've been surprised lately with things that seem to be more emergent and turn out to have some inventiveness to them. So yeah, this is going to describe all the actions. Here's camp modifiers, camp skill check, camping trouble, fishing trouble, forage, hunting trouble, travel. You can travel by attempting to move to a hex adjacent to your current location. Before advancing, keep the following in mind. If you're exhausted, current fatigue higher than max, you cannot travel. Travel distance measured in the number of hexes you can traverse in a single quarter of the day depends on the terrain of the hex from which you are starting your travel action and whether you and your companions have a horse. And I do start the game with a horse. Even if one companion lacks a horse, the entire group will travel at a lower walking distance. Exceptions. Farflame the Dragon Lord and Fokrin the Skulkrin do not require horses and do not reduce the group's travel distance. If you are at a site, for example, a tower, village, or ruin, treat it as plains terrain for the sole purpose of determining travel, and you do not need to use all of your available movement. You can move 3 hexes, but wish to stay in the first one you reach and not move further that quarter of the day, you're free to do so. All right, so you have to do an orientation skill check, which is very similar to what we saw in Old School Essentials. If you pass, you can, I guess, go where you want. If you fail, you have to roll to go to find out where you ended up. So this is like, I don't think it's worth it to necessarily go over all of this right now, and especially I want to, save it for the release. But I'm just going to review this and then see if we can just start playing, and we'll reference things if we have to. But I'll come back to something, or I'm going to go through it and mention anything that I think is really important to play. This section has rules on exploring snow halls, caverns and ruins, moving into a new room, generating the doors and exit secret rooms. This section has stuff on companions, including companion stats and bonuses. And then this one that I'm on right now is combat and damage. Let's see what it says here. All right. All combat in Morkin is melee, close range, without cover. You can flee before combat begins with a stealth check versus your enemy's perception check. But if you do leave, the enemy is still there when you come back with fully restored HP. You'll roll perception, an opposed perception check to see who goes first. And you decide on the turn order for all the companions, and it's important because it goes in that order for who receives damage. But as far as attacking, only Morkin attacks, aided sort of abstractly by his companions. You have 10 action points to use. Standard attack is 6, drinking a potion's 2, first aid checks 5, assisting a companion's 5, desperate attacks 8, aim for weak, spot 7. You could switch a weapon, apply venom, dodge, defend. And then in terms of attacking, okay, so each turn the attacker rolls D100. First, the result must meet their melee skill, meet or lower. And then additionally, the attacker must roll higher than half the defender's defense, referred to as the defense value. This ensures that the defender's ability to block or evade has taken into account. So far in this game, we've usually rounded up for half, so I assume that's the same. A crit occurs if you or your enemy roll less than 5 on the melee skill check. And for enemies, you see there each profile will have something different in terms of a crit. And these are the crit hit consequences that you can get, as well as fumbles. Here's more on fleeing, damage. All right, so basically use the weapons dice. So for instance, my sword, D6, minus their absorption value. So leather armor is -1. And it says basically if Morkin has any gear with absorption value, it only benefits him. His companions will not gain its protective effects. Some enemies may have multiple strikes. When attacking a group of creatures, any excess damage beyond what is needed to defeat one foe can be transferred on another. So you decide who you're attacking at the start of it. So 0 is death. Near death is less than 10. Here's healing. And then conditions: hungry, exhausted, poisoned, bleeding. All right, so let me make sure I start this the right way without spoiling anything. All right, I'm going to tell you something right now. Even to do this short playthrough, I'm going to have to tag up the edge of the book here with some like to say like the different sections, or else we're going to be flipping back and forth between stuff forever. So let's do that now. Honestly, this is probably where the using the digital version of this would probably be a lot better in that way. And since we can print out these sheets, that might be so, but I just want to see what it would be like to flip back and forth from the book, because I assume and hope there will be a physical version, so might as well try it. All right, so this should probably be sufficient for now. Just like I have events, quests, bestiary, and tables. There is this like easy use guide that I think would be pretty good. It's just that this is one thing that I think could use a little bit of tweaking. It's the way that it's set up. It's like there's a first single page, and then they go into these double pages, which aren't like booklet collated, and also because you can't print them as separate pages, like this is one page, unless I had like whatever version of PDF, Adobe Preview, whatever, that would let me like slice this page, which I don't have. I have to print it like this, and then because it's small, it's quite difficult to like see, especially anything that's like a little bit lighter. But I think all said and done, is that how all said and done? That sounds weird. I think we'll be okay. So the map wise, we are starting at the Tower of the Moon, which is, where is my little Tower of the Moon here? Right there. Right. And then we are headed to, I guess it's even up a little bit more here. Yeah, there. Yeah, so the Tower of, from Moon to Doom. Yeah, so there's a Tower of Doom. So we're headed there. Now, this is a nice map here and all, but it doesn't have the hexes on it, so we would use this one, which, let's see. Okay, so here we're at the Tower of the Moon, and we're going up to the Tower of Doom. And if it looks different here, it's because the map that I had up was like the whole map of the land, I believe, from the video game. And so this is only a section of it. And so we start at the Tower of the Moon. I'm sitting at the edge of my chair. Hold on. I actually did try to like print it and slice the pages here. And I even printed it like higher quality, and it's still a little bit difficult to see. It's a little bit better, but yeah, I think this is, maybe I could, yeah, look at that. Like I could print this in color perhaps, but I don't know. Yeah, I think that's the only thing that maybe put that in grayscale or something, but okay, so basically we're at the Tower of the Moon, which is a special site. Okay, so that's the first thing we should do, is go to the tables for a special site to see what we can do here at the Tower of the Moon before we leave. All right, so since we start at the Tower of the Moon, it's a special site. Obviously, I'd have probably a little bit more space if I wasn't on camera, on candid camera. But I would probably put print this out and put like a little marker or something right here just to say that we're at the Tower of the Moon. And this is my first quarter of the day, right? So I'm going to go to the adventure sheet. And it's the first day. So I would say that I'm on the morning. I'm at the Tower of the Moon, so anytime we're at a site or a special site, we read the little narrative. Tower of the Moon in the Forest of Shadows. You find yourself within the ancient Tower of the Moon, deep in the Forest of Shadows, where the Council of the Wise has gathered in a final stand against Doomdark. With you are Luxor the Moon Prince, Rorthron the Wise, and Corlith the Fae. Their mission is to rally the armies and defend the lands from Doomdark's advancing forces. So in the video game, those are your other three allies. I think that Luxor the Moon Prince is your dad. I think so. Your path, however, is different. As one untouched by the Ice Sphere, you are tasked with journeying north alone to find and destroy the Ice Crown, the source of Doomdark's power and Midnight's eternal winter. The fate of the realm rests on your shoulders. Okay, so because this is like a site and I want to see if I can get more info, I am going to seek. That's going to be my action for the morning. All right. Now, I don't know if I would necessarily like mark this off every day because I'd have to erase it, but we'll see. So if we are going to seek, and ye shall find. So that's my move for this quarter of the day. So then I'm going to go to the seek table and yeah. All right. So this is a 1d10. All right. So we will seek. Okay. What is that? How weird. It doesn't have like the little thing. Okay. So I guess that's a 9. Yep. All right. So 9. And I'm in a tower. There's like a tower, a citadel and keep or village. And I'm in the... How am I already forgetting that? Yeah, I'm in the tower. Okay, so we rolled a 9. A voice calls, looking for the Tower of Doom, you must seek the Forest of Doom. You gain Thorn Shield. For the remainder of this day and the entirety of the following day, whenever any member of your group takes damage, the attacker suffers d6 minus 2 with a minimum of 1 damage. Nice. That rules. If anyone tries to hurt me, they're going to get the thorn. You mess with the bull, you get the thorns. All right, so that's a good seek. So for shield, we get thorn shield. Now that feels temporary to me. Did that feel temporary to anyone else? Thorn shield. Oh, there's even more for like henge, lith, lake. Cool. So I didn't really find anything at the Tower of the Moon. I just sort of like got a rundown of it. I wonder... Okay, maybe I can go to the street market. Okay, so either way, I got a thorn shield, and a thorn shield is going to give me a little bonus here. The attacker suffers d6 minus 2 damage. All right, let me list that. All right, I'm not fully convinced that that's like a physical shield. I think it's sort of like if I were to say I have a lightning shield, right? There's like lightning circling me because I think there's no listing for the thorn shield. I even did a search of the PDF. There's no listing of it under like equipment, so we'll just take it. And also because it protects any member of the party, it's not like we're throwing the shield around. All right, so now that was my morning. And so for the afternoon, I'm going to travel because I should get going here. I need to go north. And so we are going to do an orientation roll. And to do that, we are going to roll orientation. And my orientation being 30. Make sure there's nothing else. Wow. I should have put more in that. That's really... All right, let's see. 53. So I did not get oriented correctly, which means that I'm going to be led astray. I'm going to be led asunder. Is that the right use? That's not the right use of asunder. So if you recall, when you fail orientation, the dice will decide for me where I go. So we would roll a d6 and have to roll on this consequence when orientation failed. So I guess we'll do this with my little... Look at my little cat dice that I got today. Isn't that nice? Little paws there. Beautiful. Although this is weird. I thought this would be 2, and I think that's like 6. Is that right? Okay, well, whatever. Well, now I rolled the cats. So I think that's 6. Yeah, 5, 4, 2. Yeah, that's 6. Travel to the hex to the right of the one you intended to reach. Okay. I actually think that a good use of the PDF would be to mark this out. Let's see here. Yes, I know I forgot to roll weather. I'm doing that now. In fact, we might be able to redo our orientation roll with weather if it's a clear day. 3. Yes, I get a plus 10 bonus to orientation skill and a plus 10 to camp. So when we get that, we will... But you know what? I rolled a 53, so I still wouldn't have rolled under it. So, but what we would do is for camp, we'd put plus 10, so it's 50 for the day. And for orientation, we put plus 10, so from now on, that's 40. And we should have... You always got to check weather conditions in Ice Sphere. There's no conditions right now. I'm certain I didn't start hungry. And so I have to go to the hex to the right. The only thing that I'm curious about is if we look at the map. Okay, never mind. I thought that you can't really see it on the map that I printed out, but there's this number 1 here, and I was like, what is this? And then I was like, oh, right, that's the special site number 1. So we want to go north, and I'm at the Tower of the Moon, and then I wanted to go 1 hex up, but I failed orientation, so I'm going to go to the hex to the right. So I believe it would be this one. And let me just see if I could add one of the markers. All right, so oh my Lord. This is just good. This is just good television. So I wanted to move here. I actually moved here. And now we're going to roll up on the table to see what we find in this hex. And these are planes, so I can move 3 of these a day. But for now, I just move 1. All right, since our ice sphere is only at 1, we don't have to roll ice sphere because there's no Doom Dark encounter that can be rolled. But we would do that if we, when the ice sphere goes up in the 2nd week. So what we'll do is we just, if you are not at a special site or even a regular site, if you're just out and about, you roll a d6, and if you roll a 1 or a 2, an event occurs. Of course, I roll a 1. So we then go to the event table for the terrain that we are entering. And I still think, yeah, that's still plains. So I would go to tables and events. And then we would find... Oh, cool. Okay, so we're in the plains, and then it would direct us towards an event. So I will roll D66 here. Oop, make sure that we... And we'll go 63. So 63 on planes will give us event number 127. Let me take this preview. Okay, so pulled a 63. We looked up planes, 63, event 127. So now we go to events. Yeah, this would definitely benefit from like a nice big table, as you could see. 127. Oh, nice. Okay. Somebody killing the livestock. You arrive at a small farm where 3 families live in a state of fear. They explain that an ice troll has been raiding their livestock, not to steal them, but to butcher the animals and leave their carcasses behind. The senseless slaughter has left the families too frightened to leave their homes, worried the troll might turn its aggression toward them next. The families plead for your help. If you agree, they share where they believe the ice troll is hiding. Roll a d10 to determine the direction. So I have to agree? Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm going to agree. Who am I kidding? All right, so I am so bad at rolling. All right, 7 west. So it's going to be up into... I mean, there's no other point that it can be because I just came from the west. So we'll go northwest. We will travel there, and we will confront the ice troll. So I guess we're going to do combat. So this will be everything I wanted to do, just to see how this game goes. So I will go to the bestiary, and I'll look up the ice troll. And I guess because I'm on horseback and I'm on planes, I don't have any fatigue. So that was, we traveled, and then we're going to travel again to get to this place. And then after this, we're going to have to, you know, like go to bed. So, all right. So let's look up bestiary ice troll. Okay, it's in alphabetical order. Wow, a lot of okay. The ice troll is a hulking, fearsome brute towering with a body toughened by the relentless cold. Its frosty blue skin is covered in coarse, icy hair, providing natural camouflage against a snowy landscape. With massive, club-like hands and a fierce, bestial face, it roams the frozen wilderness, seeking prey and crushing obstacles with sheer strength. The ice troll's deep, guttural roars echo through the icy expanse, serving as a chilly reminder of the formidable dangers lurking in midnight's frozen realm. So, the ice troll has 35 HP. It's nice knowing everybody. So, there's like a little sheet here to list this out. So, it has 35... Place the initials of the combatants in the circle. All right, well, Morkin, and then ice troll, 35 HP. What do I have again? Do I have that many? I have 50, damn it. Okay, good. So then melee. I know my melee is good. Yeah, my melee is 55, so I have to roll under that. And then my defense value is 45. And I know that my gear absorption is 1. However, I also have the Thorn Shield right now, which will do attacker suffers d6 minus 2 damage. All right, for Morkin and his companions, use the order in which they enter combat. If the enemies are all the same, they can put their stats in the first box. Otherwise, there's space for each one. All right, so the Ice Troll has 60 melee, 60 defense. Oh, that's weird. It says defense and then defense value. The defense value is 30, I guess. Oh, I see. So defense, the attribute of defense is 30. And then perception is 50. I don't see any gear. The next thing is perception. So maybe that's if I wanted to run. I'm not running. Okay, so for combat now, I guess we would just follow this. Let's see if it's. That's too bad. Cavern exploration, companions, healing. Okay, combat mechanics. Okay, I think this will work. Roll an opposed perception skill check against your enemy to determine who acts first. So my perception is 30. So I will roll opposed. So we'll say the enemy here. All right, so I got an 88 versus a 17. So I definitely have the drop on this dork. If one side succeeds and the other fails, the side that succeeds gains a +10 bonus to its next melee skill check. Nice. So my next melee skill check has a +10. So it'll be 65. In each round of combat, Morkin begins his turn with 10 action points. These points can be spent strategically. So I don't think I would do like a desperate attack. I'll do a standard attack. Aim for weak spot, 7 AP. Focus on finding an enemy's vulnerable spot. You skip your attack this turn, but on your next turn, your attack ignores the target's armor defense. That's not important. Apply venom. Nope, I don't have that. Dodge. Oh, I see. I could like dodge in advance. Well, I guess I just do a standard attack, right? So, and that's pretty much all I'm going to be able to do. Combat is carried out in a sequence of turn. Each turn, the attacker rolls D100, and the result must meet 2 conditions: melee skill, and the attacker must roll higher than half the defender's defense skill. Okay, so I have to roll higher than 15 and under 65. Right? That's easy enough. We could do it, right? 47. Beautiful. So now I didn't get a crit. I didn't get a fumble. Once the attacker successfully hits their target, the damage must be calculated. Roll the weapon's damage die, which is a d6. Of course, I get a 2. I still think about, like, very early in my channel, someone said, I hate how you roll dice. And I was like, oh, I've never been self-conscious about that, but I think of that every single time now. I'm like, is there some, what am I doing wrong? So no absorption value. Okay, so did I really hit him for 2? And I've got 33 left? Jeez. It's going to take a long time. Okay. Well, I'm going to do a few, and then if I get it down to the wire, I'll come right back. Well, we'll pop in right here. So this is interesting. Rolled a 100, and I rolled a 73. So I failed. This is the third round. He's down to 28. So I failed, but I didn't fumble. But I think rolling 100 is a fumble, right? And so Ice Troll fumble. The Ice Troll own icy skin causes it to slip, lose its balance, and fall to the ground, leaving it vulnerable. You take advantage, strike it, and deal d6 damage. Which is great because I wouldn't have attacked otherwise, right? But I just need to make sure here. Yes, that would be a fumble. So let's see. 4. Nice. Okay. So now we'll say 73 to 100. Fumble. I wonder, because I think a crit is 5 and lower. Is a fumble 95 and higher? Or am I making that up? I really need some companions. Do you agree? If so, dial 9. Okay, well. You know, I'm kind of annoyed by this. So I rolled a 60. Nothing to do with the game, but... And then on these dice, I rolled a 6 and a... what is that? I guess it's 30, 50, 70, 90. So that has to be 10. So he rolled a 16. So he definitely got me that time. And so this would be 4th round, 6th. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, no. My melee bonus only lasted, so I would need 55 or lower. However, this will do thorn shield damage. So I rolled a 60. He rolled a 16. That means he is going to attack, and he will do d6 plus 2 damage. 4 plus 2, 6. I absorb 1 of that, minus 5. However, he messed with the bull, and so he gets the thorns. And he gets d6 minus 2 damage. Hell yes. So now it's minus 4. So he's down to 20. And I am down to 45. So things are going pretty well, actually. You know, I don't know why I'm not just doing this with you guys. I mean, you guys are here in for a penny and for a pound, right? So I'm actually going to roll all of them at once. All right, so I got 24, so I hit. And then he got 15, so he hits. So we'll say that is my dice, and that is his. So he would... Well, no, because we wouldn't have to calculate mine. I got 24. So I succeeded, but he succeeded more, right? Because he only got 15. I think that's how it goes, right? Even though I went under my melee. Oh, but wait a minute. I have to get under melee and over his defense value. So really, this first one didn't even count because I got a 21. Or the second round didn't count. I got a 21. His defense value is 35. This one definitely counted, 73. This one would have counted. This one wouldn't have counted because he got a 16. That's not... oh, no. Wait a minute. My defense value, it's half the defense value. It's half of it. It's half. Okay, so yeah, half of 35 is 17.5. So he would have hit there. I would have hit there. My defense is 45, so he has to roll over 22.5. So this was not a hit. I'm the one who hit, and I hit right on the money that time. So in addition to that minus 4, he's the one that has minus 5. So he's down to 15. And I still have 50. So... I will say this is... I don't know how this will go, like, as the game develops and if there's more options and if companions, like, put something in the mix, but I would like there to be some other choices I can make here, like, because really it's like, out of my moves, because a normal attack is a 6, and even if I have companions, I'm still the only one who's fighting. And so it's like, well, what am I really gonna... Would I really dodge? Isn't that just delaying the inevitable? Or am I not thinking of that correctly? In each round of combat, Morkin begins to do various actions in any order. I guess I could aim for the weak spot. Well, I think, yeah, might as well just play it out, right? So, nice. So I got a 16, and his defense value. See, I'm looking at the damn chieftain, and that's the Beastmaster. What am I doing? Can't be looking at a Beastmaster. So his defense value is 30. So once again, I got over. This dude hit 90. His dice suck. And I hit him with a 5. So he's going to go down now. I can't believe how well I'm doing. So he's down to 10. I don't even think there's like a morale thing here or anything. I don't think he has absorption. I just want to see what I get for loot. No, he's got no absorption. All right, let's keep doing. I didn't know this, but I just like straight up pummeling the crap out of this guy. Okay, 35. And I got 25. So I hit again. This is awesome. I'm so good at rolling dice. Okay. So, yeah, I mean, now here's my question. Like, if... Does like initiative stay, I guess. All right. Combat is carried out in a sequence of turns. Each turn, the attacker rolls a D100 and the result must meet 2 conditions. Well, now that's an interesting question here. Like, so does he hit me as well when he fails? Because I had originally thought that, like, if I succeed more, but it's like a simultaneous thing here. So, I'm looking at the damn chieftain again. All right, melee is 60. He clearly got that. He got over my defense value. So, yeah, I think he does roll for a hit as well. He hits me for 2. Pathetic. But then I also get him for D6 minus 2 for the thorns. So it's like, yeah, you can attack me, bro. And I'm going to hit you for another 2, which will bring him down to 8. Do you yield? All right, now we're on a roll here. Look at that. Oh, wait, can't see that here. I rolled a 6 versus this loser's 32. But unfortunately, I only rolled a 2, whereas he rolled a 6. See, that's messed up to me. I should get... And, well, no. My attack is not higher than his defense. That's kind of weird, though, right? Because it's like, if I would have got 1 less, it would have been a crit. So... Yeah. Yeah, so I guess I don't hit. I don't hit at all for that. Because it would need to be 5 or less or above half of the defense value, which is 15. So he hits for 6. Minus 1 is 5. But I will still roll. No thorns. Okay, is this where my luck's going to turn around? So I'm down to 43. Morkin Mindy, come on, man. Let's get it. Hit it. Don't quit it. All right, 7. So again... 29. All right, so he hits for 3 minus 1 is 2. And then Thorn. Nice. So I got him for 4. So he's down to 4. I want to end on a crit. And I go down to, what is it? 2. So I'm down to 41. $17. So that beats his defense value. He got a 39, which that'll hit as well. So he hits me for 5. -1 is 4. So I'm dropped to 37. And he is hit for 5. So he is at -1. All right, and then I guess there's no mechanics for this, but I'm just gonna see how many shards his skull smashes into. 46. That's nice. All right, so then nice fight. I try to shake his hand, but his hand's not even connected. So now we would roll. Wow, that Shield of Thorns was real nice. So it's just a D6. Two. D6 minus 2 ice crystals. I got 4 ice crystals, y'all. All right. So I wonder what I can do with those. All right. So I guess now I would camp. Can I eat him? I want to eat the ice troll. No, it's not edible. The incredible edible ice troll. So I'm down to 37. Well, I guess I could hold my melee there. And I still get the Shield of Thorns. And the last thing I'll do here is I'm going to camp. And how do I camp? Right, so camp is actually a skill check. And I had a +10, so I got to roll under 50. And I do. I roll a 41. Nice. So I don't have to roll up any camping trouble. And I think that's it. So I recover my HP, and then I mark it off. But I will survive. No, I will have moved into here now. And this is actually hills. And if you see, I'm in the Forest of Shadows now. So I think I would move one more time, right? I would move north one more time. And so do I do a D6 roll for that, or I think I would. 4. Oh, right, I didn't roll a 1 or a 2, so no event. My camping went fine, and because of the because I'm in the forest now, that actually triggers an event. And I probably wouldn't do this till tomorrow when I would seek the event or whatever. I would use that as my first move. But since we're gonna part here, is it event? No, it's special site. I'm sorry. So not an event. Not an event. Two, Forest of Shadows. Here you meet the Lord of Shadows, a loyal ally to the Fae, of which I am half Fae, eager to assist you. The Lord of Shadows doesn't have a horse, so he travels by foot. Follow the companion rules. So I get a Lord of Shadow because he doesn't have a horse. Parentheses, what are you, an idiot? You didn't pack a horse. Anyways, that would reduce our travel, but that's fine because I definitely need a companion to get some bonuses here. And then I would look up the companion rules. Un compañero de clase. Wow, there's a lot. Oh, those are unique opponents. Okay. So I just kind of want to see, like, what does a companion do for me? Let me look up Lord of Shadow. So I will say, like, right off the bat that without even reading this, at least the companions will absorb some of the damage During your adventure, you may have the opportunity to recruit companions who are usually found at special sites. For simplicity, you will recruit their lord rather than the entire armies that is in the original computer game. Nevertheless, these companions can often make the difference between life and death. When you arrive at a special site and check the special site's table, you may be informed that somebody, usually a lord, is present. Keep the following points in mind when recruiting a companion. Companion recruitment. To recruit a companion, perform an approach action which consumes 1/4 of the day. Roll a d6 to determine the result based on the current ice sphere level. If ice sphere is 1, that means a roll of 1 means the companion is too frightened. Oh, so this could have been, he could have been too frightened. Man, again, Falkrin the Skullcrin and Farflame the Dragon Lord automatically join. They don't care. Managing companions individually could become overly complex, so companions do not perform actions directly. Instead, their contributions are represented as bonuses. When a companion joins your group, add their skill bonuses to your own and adjust the defense value accordingly. They consume rations, which I would have to do. I have to track their fatigue. Is only for Morkin. I can dismiss them for poor results. When the ice sphere level reaches 3, roll a d10 at the start of each day for each companion. On a result of 1, the companion succumbs to the ice sphere and leaves the group. This rule does not apply to Falkrin the Skullcrin or Farflame the Dragon Lord. Well, aren't they special? So the Lord of Shadows has 35 HP, 3 melee, +3 melee, +2 defense, +1 damage, +2 perception, +10 foraging, and adds 6 rations. What do you think? If you like what you see here, please let Juan know. He says he's gonna release the Kraken, the Kickstarter, in March. I think we should tell him to hurry up. Okay, like March is coming, but so is Christmas. We can't wait around all the time. Pretty amazing. 207 pages of that. This is, in my opinion, a great bed game. If you have, there's certain games that it's like, I want a game, I'm tired as hell, I want to lay down, I can't have a bunch of stuff around me. Take this, put it in a clipboard, use like a little dice tray like that. Baby, you got yourself a stew. Anyways, great job, Juan. Game looks great. And just so everyone remembers, you can stay up to date and join the newsletter at https://morkin-game.com. COM. Thank you, everybody. I thank you.